That for me has to easily be the best Bayern Dortmund match that I've ever seen. The way that he's playing, you've got to consider him one of the best attacking midfielders in the world.
Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H.
What a game. That is currently the match of the season, game of the season, and it's going to take something quite monumental to beat what I saw there. I knew it was going to be a good game, but that for me has to easily be the best Bayern Dortmund match that I've ever seen. So maybe you guys may have seen ones from way back in the 80s or 90s, but that for me is the best Bayern Dortmund game that I've ever seen. From Bayern's point of view, they will feel based on the first half they should have maybe not at the very least not lost the game. But if Lewandowski doesn't play, I'm not sure how Bayern get those goals, because a lot of those goals were from Lewandowski's amazing striking ability, and the boy almost got a flipping hat trick. How many times has he actually scored against flipping Dortmund? But I think Dortmund suffered tactically in that first half. I think they had like one shot on target, whereas Bayern had about 2-3 shots on target and about 7-8 shots overall. So I think Niko Kovac got the tactics very right. He was able to really exploit Dortmund. They were able to restrict them, and Dortmund were not really cutting Bayern open at all. So Lucien Favre really sort of flopped in that first half. And I think for Bayern, they really had the measure of them. It was pretty equal, but you saw that Bayern were really creating much more chances. They were much more incisive. That's the key thing. They were much more incisive on the ball. I think for Dortmund, it's very difficult because again, I don't know why Favre did not start with Paco Alcacer. Again, maybe he was right, but I thought that they're missing a striker, and especially in that first half, that chance for Royce, if that falls to Paco, it's in. I'll get to Marco Royce later on in the proceedings, but so with Bayern going up 1-0, even if they went up 1-0, I was like, this can go the way. Even if Dortmund have not had enough chances, the game can still go the way, because I still saw leaks and cracks in that defense that Dortmund could exploit within the second half. Then the second half happened. Now, a lot of has been made about this Jadon Sancho guy. I've seen bits of him because I've watched highlights and stuff and everything, but every young English footballer should look at Sancho and say, yo, if I'm not playing, I want to go to Germany right now. If I can go to Dortmund, great, but I want to go to Germany right now. Because what Sancho is doing, you wouldn't see him doing it in the Premier League. First of all, he wants to be given the opportunity, and I don't think he'll be in the right footballing environment for him to be playing the kind of football that he's playing, because Sancho was outstanding. Absolutely flipping outstanding. He was absolutely incredible in this game. He was just quality, absolute quality. And I think that because he didn't really play well in the first half, I think the entire team raised their game, but I think him especially, the outlet out on the right really raised his game. I think for Bayern, you saw age. I think you saw Hummel's tire. You saw Suarez, perhaps his inexperience come through. And maybe Alaba is tiring as well, but I just thought you saw a team that obviously couldn't really hold it for 90 minutes. So whereas Dortmund could go up another gear and raise their game, Bayern couldn't raise their game. So they're just hoping for counter punches, but they were suffering defensively. And I think Favre was able to get the balance right, was able to find opportunities, and was able to play how he wants to play. I.e., whenever they break, it's one touch, and they are creating 4-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-3 scenarios in their favor. So that's what Favre wants to get to, where that the numbers attacking-wise was in their favor. But I mean, like, it was end-to-end, man. It was flipping end-to-end. And I think that this young team is a serious proposition, man. And again, you look at the equalizer. Because the commentator said that Neuer, was he too slow off his line? Because even as I saw it happen, I was almost seeing it happening in slow motion. I was like, this is going to be a penalty. Because Neuer's going to come out. And maybe he was slightly slow, because I was like, you know what? If Neuer was like half a second earlier, he can easily sweep that way, or just kick that way. But I think because he was half a second slower, it allowed Marco Reus to do the thing of like play the ball out wide, motion your body in there, and really sell that foul. Because 100% it was a foul. And it was actually a quality penalty. It's a quality penalty because if you look at Royce, he motioned his body as if it was going to go bottom light, but then he was able just to be able to get his foot to connect and make it go bottom right. No, sorry. He motioned his body as if it was going to go bottom left, but he was able to turn his foot and make it go bottom right just at the last second. So that was just really quality from him, man. And Royce's second goal was outstanding. That was a flipping outstanding goal. But I think even though beyond there, Lewandowski again. So first of all, like Lewandowski, quality goal to score the first one, and even the second one as well. It just shows what a quality dude this guy is, and I'm not sure whether Bayern Munich are fully playing to the guy's strengths, but you can just see how amazing he is as a striker, how clinical he is, and his quality finishing ability. So when Bayern went 2-1 up, and the speed in which they went 2-1 up, I thought, all right, man, I don't think they can psychologically, mentally deal with this. I think it'd be too much of a psychological breakdown for them to be able to now get back up again. But Piszczek balling through and another amazing finish. And look, the thing with Marco Reus is it's an unfortunate story because because I don't think we can say what could have been, because he's saying to guys now, no, don't put me in the whole what could have been category. I'm still here and I'm still balling. And the way that he's playing, you've got to consider him one of the best attacking midfielders in the world. Because currently he's tier 3, but the way that he's been playing, man, he's arguably a tier 2 player. A tier 2 player. And when you just look at that finish, I mean, that's just completely outstanding. Completely outstanding. So it is a great, amazing tale, an amazing story of resilience. Because I think this dude was battling injuries for 2 years. 2 years out battling injuries is madness. So for him to come back and still be the main man for Dortmund and really leading them and inspiring them as the captain, the only dude who stayed, Hummels left, Lewandowski left, Götze left, and then he came back. He stayed, he remained. Quality, man. But this Paco Alcacer guy, man, my God. I mean, this guy's on something. Because I thought that he should have started, because he should always have a number 9. But, and you could see that even, because I mean, they even turned the camera to him at one point in the first half, and you could see that, wait a minute, why am I not starting a game like this? I'm your main striker with my goal record. Why am I not starting? But again, Favre had his own views. And second first half, it didn't work. Second half, it was sort of working with the whole, okay, maybe I'm going to use Ruiz as a false nine and so forth without playing a recognized striker. But he brought him on, seeing our Bayern were tiring, going for the clinical blow. And I mean, my God, man, first of all, an amazing ball from Witsel, who had a top game. And see, that's his striker's finish. Because if you look at what he did, he waited and waited and waited and waited until the perfect time and just the slightest, deftest, dinkest touch into the goal. It could have been an amazing finish, though, when, like, Lewandowski's finish was. If that goal had stood, I mean, this game may have to have gone down as one of the classics. If it had stood for him to finish like that in the last minute, in the 95th minute, that would have been flipping insane. But when you just look at this overall, how did Dortmund win this? For me, I think that you've got to look at Favre. This is a quality coach because it didn't work in the first half. First half, they were suffering, but second half, the tables were totally turned. He was able to get his guys to run more, pass the ball better, pass the ball much more intelligently. And I just think I think the key thing as well, they were winning the ball in the midfield and they were moving the ball a lot quicker. I just think that they were taking advantage of Bayern maybe playing too high of a line, maybe pressing a bit too much and leaving too much space. And they were able to tactically get themselves in good positions to really get themselves into those good transitions where literally the through ball was always on. The through ball was always on. Every time they had the ball and they looked up, there was always a runner coming out wide or coming out over there, just through ball always being on. And again, Sancho was critical in really making this fully effective. So for Bayern, how did they lose this, man? So does Niko Kovac need to be blamed? No, I can't blame him. Because who do you bring on? Yeah, he brought on Renato Sanchez, but this game was badly needing a Kingsley Coman. So James on the bench, why wasn't James used? But I think even more so is, you see Dortmund, they brought in a Sancho, they brought in a Paco Alcacer, and so on and so forth. Bayern did not really buy, okay, you have Goretzka there, I mean, but they didn't really buy any marquee players. For a team of, because Dortmund, I don't think Dortmund can sign or have the class to buy any marquee players. Bayern 100% can have the class to buy marquee players. And you could say that they needed another marquee player because you can't just rely on Lewandowski to bail you out. I mean, Ribery tried. Ribery was doing his best, and even at his age, it's amazing what Ribery can still do. But how you rely on a 30-something-year-old to really be your main creative force? That's madness. And even for Gnabry, I think Gnabry was one of Bayern's best players, and he was really causing a lot of damage. But again, you can't just keep relying on these dudes. So I just think for Kovac, what you saw in the second half was we need younger players, we need a deeper squad, we need reinforcements, we need alternatives. And I do not have enough alternatives on the bench. Because I still feel like if Bayern could have won this game, I think they could have. I think when you look at the first half, even based in the second half, they got into very good opportunities. And I still feel Dortmund's defense is still slightly naive. I think they're slightly risque. And I just think that, Bayern maybe will sit and say, man, if we're just able to play that right ball in those areas, I think we could have just sharp-shooted our way into a possible victory in the game. But again, they were unable to do so. But look, man, overall, this was an amazing game. Absolutely amazing game. Easily game of the season. Super exciting. It was end-to-end. Played at high energy. Numerous chances. And I think it's a perfect advert for the Bundesliga right now. Because again, people thought that, Clasico is the game to watch. Last Clasico, again, it's called the El Penetrada. It was. And most Clásicos have been pretty one-sided in the favor of Barcelona. So how good are those games? Obviously, Bayern have been pretty one-sided in these days, Clasico games for a few. But this season, in the way that Bayern and how they're sort of like transitioning, trying to sort themselves out and done it, and how well Favre has done with this team, I'm already counting down the days to the second game at the Allianz Arena. But yeah, Dortmund, well done. Can they do it? I think it's now a 7 points gap between them and Bayern. Can they do it, man? Whatever the case, 7 points gap already in the season. It just makes things far more exciting than they have been in the past few seasons. Thanks for watching the video. Now think about becoming a Football Hot patron by pledging an amount each month and then gain access to exclusive content only on the Football Hot patron page. Peace. Thanks for watching the video. For even more analysis, head over to the official site at halfoffootballhot.com or just click over here.